Many a times we can learn technical skills very easily. You want to learn Excel spreadsheet, then you have to attend a course and then you are done with that. But unfortunately, the human skills which are personal to every individual, they are very difficult to acquire because first of all we should become very conscious of those skills and then we try to develop over a period of time. So that's what I spoke in the detail in the personal leadership chapters which we are going to discuss in the future. So developing soft skills are extremely important which were not taught in our academic education. The next aspect that we discussed was human being is a process. By that what we meant was every individual thinks that he is a product. That means he is an end state. Many a times we put labels saying that I can't do public speaking and I'm shy and I'm a mechanical engineer, I'm a draftsman. So we already branded ourselves as a finished product. So when you are considering yourself as a product, you don't explore many capabilities that you have. But when you think that you are a process, like as I gave an example of cooking as a process, you can cook many dishes. So it's all depends on with what paradigm that you are looking at yourself. Are you thinking that you are a product? Are you thinking that you are a process? The moment you think that you are a process, then you will be able to become anything that you want in your life. The other aspect we discussed in this chapter was breaking the mental barrier. As I gave an example of the baby elephant actually tied up with a rope, it will never try to break it even if it grows as a much bigger, mighty elephant. So similarly, most of our boundaries are created in the mental framework beyond which we don't want to even try. We declare ourselves that we can't speak in front of many people, then obviously that's the way we act. So very important to understand the mental barriers are deciding most of our behavior. So going forward, I am going to discuss what psychology discovered as a mental block. There are 11 mental blocks which have been discovered by psychology. There are many instruments are available to figure out what are the mental blocks we have. So it is extremely important to know our mental blocks and then constantly try to overcome them. The other aspects we have seen in this chapter is leadership is a state of a being. By that what we meant is leadership is not a position to acquire, but it is a state of our mind from which we function. I gave several examples that the stonecutter's example, that the stonecutter felt that he's cutting the stones for the sake of his stomach, he needs food, etc. Another stonecutter is cutting the stones thinking that he's building the cathedral. So the work remaining the same, we can have a different kind of attitude. So similarly, leadership is not a position. You may not have anybody to report to, or you may not have anyone under you reporting to you, but still you can behave with the state of leadership. We discussed the examples of housewife cooking with the leadership mentality and housewife cooking with the follower mentality. So leadership is nothing but a state of a being. So lastly, we saw the point, what you chase will elude you. Most of us are only chasing money, wealth and powers and so on. So many a times we very vigorously following or chasing something, it keeps on eluding us because there is no larger purpose in it. Because we have been conditioned right from childhood that our life is only to acquire money and then continue to be well known to the people and so on and so forth. And the vast majority of the human beings are only chasing that 24/7, thinking that they should make more money. With the result, they are losing the larger purpose of life. The moment that we set something much larger than merely making money, then obviously money becomes a byproduct. So it's extremely difficult for a common man to agree to this. But if you think deeply, you will be able to appreciate that most of the successful people have not chased wealth, but they chased something much larger and loftier than that. So that's where we concluded this chapter 2 based on the whether leaders are made or born. I hope this points to ponder way of concluding a chapter is very helpful, and you may also like to read. There is an interview I took from Chitra Ramakrishna, who was the MD and CEO at that time on National Stock Exchange, and her own life story has been given end of the chapter 2. You may like to read that, and it's very interesting to know how people have groomed themselves as pragmatic leaders. I hope the session was more helpful to give you some idea how you can groom yourself for your future. Thank you very much for patient listening, and look forward to see you more in the future. Take care.